Bitcoin is currently hanging on one of the most important upward sloping support lines, and on today's update video I will be exactly discussing the most important Bitcoin support, the most important resistance we need to be breaking in order to see this bearish trend end on Bitcoin. So I will be talking about this, the most important charts, and many more other stuff that you need to know about, and I will be discussing it on today's update video. So without any further ado, don't forget to slap that like button back above 1000 likes. That will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the content. So first of all, on the 1 hour time frame, we can clearly see Bitcoin is trading in that massive downtrend, and I think that one of the most important levels in this downward sloping trend is this very important downward sloping support slash resistance line. You can clearly see in the past this level exactly provided support, and now this exact level is flipping into resistance. So while first this level was flipping into support, now it is flipping into resistance. And what I really want to be seeing in order for Bitcoin to be breaking this downtrend, which we are currently clearly trading in, we need to see a break of the downward sloping resistance line. And the last time we retested this exact level, we actually saw quite a severe rejection because Bitcoin moved all the way down from 62.5k all the way down back to 60.6k. So Bitcoin is indeed still seeing quite a big move towards the downside. And if you're looking at the 4-hourly time frame, you can clearly currently see on the market that we're still creating this lower high structure and this lower low structure, where Bitcoin of course creates those lower highs every single time. And in order for Bitcoin to reverse this trend, and in order for Bitcoin to give us an indication that we're going to be bouncing back higher again, we need to see first that we're going to be taking out the previous high in the market. Because as it is looking right now, it is just looking that Bitcoin is going to be dumping even lower, and it's going to be a matter of time before it's going to be happening. So if I want to be saying, okay, now Bitcoin is going to be bouncing back higher, I first need to be seeing Bitcoin taking out that previous high in the market, which is laying around 64,000 US dollars. And if Bitcoin takes out that high, laying around 64,000 US dollars, we are most certainly going to be seeing another push higher for Bitcoin. So that is what I will be looking out for right now. If we do break above that level, we are going to be higher. Otherwise, we're going to be seeing an even bigger drop towards the downside, because I do believe that if Bitcoin breaks below this very important horizontal box of support here on the daily time frame, I think we're just going to be falling towards this orange box, which is laying even lower. And to clarify this, I'm going to be opening up a massive Bitcoin trade here if we do fall down here, but I'm going to be explaining that a little bit more in details in tomorrow's update video. But basically my strategy right now here is of course that as Bitcoin is going to be falling again here, I'm going to be even buying up more Bitcoin and even building up a bigger trade here. And this is definitely by far the most important support box where we're currently trading in. And yeah, if you're just zooming out, we're currently still consolidating in this sideways range here, and we're currently at the lower side of the range. So a bounce from here on could be very likely, but due to the fact that Bitcoin is potentially creating an M-shaped pattern, we could be right now potentially breaking down of this very important support box. And once that really happens, if we break below that very important support box, we are heading lower. And yeah, that is of course ultimately going to be a bad thing if you're going to be accumulating or opening up your long position right now, because then at that point you're of course going to get liquidated. So if I'm currently looking at the spot Bitcoin ETF flows, I don't have the data for today's ETF flows, but what I do know is that yesterday we saw once again a positive day here. And basically, if we're going to be looking back at the start or at the launch of the spot Bitcoin ETF, guys, ever since the launch, BlackRock has accumulated more than 300,000 Bitcoin. And we've only been live for 5 months. And just imagine how big this is going to be in approximately 2 to 3 years from now on. They're going to be only buying more and more Bitcoin. And this is only just getting started. And also, the bull market has not even started yet. And once the Bitcoin bull market is really going to get started, that is really the point where I believe that really the exponential movement is going to get started for Bitcoin. So guys, also, if you are interested in trading, I currently have an insane deposit bonus for you guys ready, because if you want to be joining me with my next trade, I'm going to be opening up a $2 to $3 million Bitcoin long position. You can currently claim a free $500 US airdrop position on Bybit. And all you need to do for that, if you want to be claiming it, it's super simple. You need to go to the link description of today's video. You need to sign up an account using this link below. And if you do so, you will be eligible to get that free $500 trade here. It's super simple. It's only valid for another 80 days. So if you're interested, check it out in the link description of today's video. So diving a little bit more in towards the content, guys, I am now really, since we had this correction, zooming out a little bit more here, because what I believe is very important is that we're going to be paying attention towards this range. And really, if I'm zooming out, Bitcoin has been sitting in this range for about 120 days approximately. And maybe it's going to be even 200 days here. But one thing is for sure, the longer we're going to be consolidating around this region, the more bullish it is ultimately going to be for Bitcoin, and the more bigger that next breakout is going to be here. And if we're looking at the 3-day time frame, we can also see that Bitcoin is right now creating a very interesting upper sloping support line where we're bouncing from every single time so far. And I think that arguably, once we're going to come down again here, this is going to be one of the most important levels to look at for Bitcoin, because if we break this upward sloping trend right here, we're going to be reversing a bigger uptrend, which we have been creating for an approximately 250 days. And yeah, if we reverse such kind of a trend, it is obviously going to be quite bearish for the market. So I'm going to be looking closely towards this level right here. And if we break below that support box, that is the point. That is going to be the point where I am definitely going to be worrying ever so slightly. So still, I want to be pointing out the majority of the liquidity is laying above us. More than 12 billion US dollars worth of Bitcoin short liquidations are going to get liquidated if Bitcoin hits that level around $74,000. And I've said this so many times before, Bitcoin always follows the liquidity. So if Bitcoin really comes down to that 52,000 US dollar target on the lower side, this orange box right here, I would take that opportunity with both hands, because if we would get an entry from there, a bounce back towards the upside would be around 40%, which is of course quite insane. And I think that it is going to be most likely happening. So yeah, I am really looking forward towards opening up a trade on the lower side of the region. And that is why I am currently having an approximately $2 to $300,000 ready to deploy in the market for my next trade. And yeah, just like I said earlier, tomorrow's video, I'm going to be explaining it a little bit more in depth. So make sure to subscribe to the channel so you're not going to be missing out about that. So yeah, also zooming out, it all comes back to the same point. We're still in this consolidation phase with a potential bearish cross from the MACD right now. And if we're just looking at the altcoin market cap, Bitcoin dominance looks to be dropping significantly. Altcoins are currently consolidating in this massive symmetrical triangle, and it is literally moments before we're going to be breaking out. So guys, this is it for me in today's update video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to slap that like button on today's update video. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe as well, because tomorrow I'm uploading a very important video you need to be knowing about. So thanks so much for watching, and see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.